If you're starting an NBA team, rank which players you would want for the next 10 years.
Okay. I'll just go off the top of my head then Iraqi Freedom. How many did you do?
I did 10.
I have 8, but I can free ball after.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to do?
Do you want to switch off? No, we'll just run through each.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I have a little breakdown here. I
Okay,
think I have one player that I think is too valuable to pass up
Sure.
at their age.
Sure.
Then I have a couple players that I think are at the peak of their game that you could take. Let's talk about what we're really starting this team. Like, is it
Cool.
just a complete redraft?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, what team am I? Because jerseys matter.
Okay.
And city matters.
Okay.
Vibes.
Okay. I didn't. Seattle. It's an expansion team. But
Okay.
everyone is available.
Okay.
Mhm.
Everyone's available. Am I trying to win a championship right now?
You're trying to. Yes, so that's the.
Right away, the first year.
To next 10 years. No. This is just for your
Okay,
charge
for
of
your
expansion
future-
team is future.
Okay.
Future.
Because I think some expansion teams.
No, it's not for the next year. This is meant for like the next
Okay.
10 years.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I think
Yeah.
some expansion teams would just try and win a
Win,
championship.
yeah, get in the
and
playoffs,
then
right.
maybe.
No,
cruise.
this is like 10 years.
Okay.
Who do you want?
Okay. I would take 1-1 Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
He, at 21 years old, played less games than the Defensive Player of the Year and had like 40 more blocks.
Should've
More
been the
steals.
Defensive Player
Should have
of
been
the
Defensive
Year.
Player of the Year. Easily Rookie of the Year in a season where Chet Holmgren would have won it any other season.
Any other season, yes.
Any other season. The injury thing worries me a little bit.
Yeah, he was fine all year.
He was fine. They kind of gave him a little load
Yep.
management,
Yep.
which I would do.
Yep.
If I was starting a
Same.
franchise, he would look sweet and green.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just his ability to space the floor, play defense. If I was a manager, I would value two-way players so much more than, like, we'll get to Luka on my list,
Sure.
but like a guy like Tatum that can really play defense and then get back on the offensive side and do everything as well. I find that more valuable than Luka, who is just like a cone out there.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think Wemby, you can't. There's nothing you can say bad about Victor Wembanyama.
No.
You can't say anything bad about any of these guys.
True.
Next, I would take the best player in the league by far. I would take Nikola Jokic.
He's my second as well. 29.
Okay. 29, which is obviously a little old, but you still have the
5. Also, he's going to age great.
6 years,
right?
maybe. I mean, he
he's-
could
he-
have like
he's
high
not-
cholesterol next year.
That's true. But he's slimmer.
He also could
He
just
doesn't rely on athleticism.
also at any moment he could just be like, "I want to race horse.
Yep.
I go home Serbia race horse."
Any point.
Yeah.
Any point. Yep.
But I think he's just too valuable to pass up.
Yep.
Obviously, I was just talking about all this defensive things, but he might not be the best defender. But I mean, the offensive stuff is. I would also just want him just to look at him.
Yeah.
He's just awesome.
He's
to
the
look at.
best. Yeah.
Next,
in
I would
Seattle.
take. I don't think a lot of people take this pick. I would take Giannis.
Okay.
Giannis at 7 feet tall can score at will and is so great defensively, like Defensive Player of the Year. And I think he's like a good teammate, good leader. And if I were building a team, you could think about building an actual team around a player. Giannis might be the easiest to build around
Sure.
because you just get him shooters, you get other good defenders, and like guys that can just add to his game, like Chris Middleton. A guy that can just shoot the ball. I mean, he's always hurt. I wouldn't get Chris Middleton, but like I would get someone like that. I would get like Klay Thompson, just stick him in the
Yeah.
corner, and he's banging threes all day.
Yep.
I would take Giannis. He's also 29.
Yep.
Okay.
I have all their ages.
Next, I'll go a little quicker. Next, I would take Jason Tatum. This
me
is
too.
where my group of like the younger guys comes in.
Mhm.
I would take Jason Tatum, then I would take SGA, then I would take Luka. My rankings there, SGA. Also, Jason Tatum is only like 4 months older than SGA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And everyone's like,
No, SGA is real old.
SGA is like, they're like, well, people forget he's on the Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
SGA,
he also didn't play for like a whole year because the OKC was trying to tank.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, I think his ability to play with others and score, he could score the ball if he took as many shots as SGA.
Yep.
He would score that many points. But also, I think he's better defensively, can score on all three levels just as well as SGA. I mean, he's been working on his playmaking. I would take him. I am obviously a bit of a homer, but I also appreciate like that big, like he's fucking massive.
Yeah.
and
He can
sexy.
guard, yes. Can guard anything, in theory.
Luka is right now in my mind like great, so good, could win a championship this year. I think he is, until proven wrong, a glorified James Harden.
True.
He doesn't turn
I
the
agree.
ball over as much, and I mean defensive liability is really a special player. Don't get me wrong, but until proven wrong, but he's also only what 25, 24?
24. That's my thing with him, is that he's
Insane.
24.
Then I'm going Ant.
Okay.
Ant Edwards, I'm super high on. I know everyone's high on him. I don't want this to sound bad because I have him like 6th, 7th on my list. There's a lot of good NBA players.
Yeah.
He is 22.
Yep.
he's like he has that. If he didn't have that dog in him, I would not have him anywhere near this list because to me, he's Donovan Mitchell, but with the dog mentality. Like if he didn't have those quotes that's like I told the security guard I was going to be back.
Yeah.
If he didn't say that and he just because he scored 16 points in that game.
Yeah, he played great, but
he played great, but like people
no,
watch
true,
or
true.
watch.
Yeah.
I don't think
Terrible shooting night.
I don't think he'd be as spoken about. And
interesting.
my thing with him is he's so young and this is his first time doing it. If this was like his third season playing well in the playoffs and being this dog, I would have him way higher on the list. But until I saw a little more like until he's proven like he's still super young.
More. Yeah, you got to see a little more.
That's where I'm at. If I'm
Unlike
starting
Wemby,
I'd rather just take Jokic, who I know can win a championship, than Ant, who obviously has the upside, could be Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Those comparisons are crazy, but could be, honestly. But I just haven't seen it yet. And then I'm taking Paolo. I'm so high on Paolo.
What number is Paolo for you? Is he 8? He's 8 for me, too.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's 8.
Yeah, he's 8 for me, too.
Paolo, I mean, dude, there's some clips of him where I'm like, he's the next LeBron James.
He's
the next Jason Tatum. He doesn't shoot the ball as much, but, like, he has the size, he has the frame, he plays a little bit different game, great on defense. He carried this Magic team to a good spot in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like, it's not talked about enough. I think they could be Thunder/Timberwolves of next year that make like a conference finals run or something.
Get like
crazy.
a Mike Conley
type
of guy.
Get some
Klay
vets.
Thompson, maybe it actually
their young guys develop,
Yep.
and they have good young core. Like it's not the craziest
Not
thing.
at all.
And Paolo is really that guy.
Yeah, I agree.
2 more. I would take Nikola Mirotic.
Okay.
I think he's
playing Barcelona right
Barcelona.
now.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
And then I would take what was the guy's name? Mike.
Dinwiddie?
No.
That's Spencer.
Don't leave it. Mike. I forget his name.
Korzemba.
He broke the record, single season scoring record for the EuroLeague this year.
Okay, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is.
Mike.
Okay, Mike.
I'll take Mike.
That's
10.
That's great.
I only did 8. So.
I'm gonna quickly pause just because we're at 35 minutes.
Cool. Yeah.
If you're starting an NBA team, rank which players you would want for the next 10 years. You just did yours.
I did.
I'm gonna do mine.
Okay.
They're all.
What are your reactions to mine, real quickly?
So yours were great. I have one problem that I will get into with mine.
Yep.
But all 8 same players.
Okay.
Same exact players.
This is the problem with the podcast.
And we did not talk about our players like at all.
This
we just said not even one thing. We just said we're going to do the list.
This is the problem with the podcast is we are wired the exact
the same.
same.
I have one ranking is a lot different than yours, but they're all pretty similar.
Hit me.
All right. Number 1, I have Anthony Edwards.
Number one.
And I thought about this.
Okay.
And legitimately,
I need a lot of.
He's
pros.
been my favorite player for not my favorite player.
You
but
have
he's
loved
been.
him.
I've loved him for since he got into the league, honestly, which is why now I'm like everyone loves him. I feel like that person who's like, I listened to Migos in 2011 on SoundCloud, and I'm like, okay, it's right. That's me with Anthony Edwards. He has, I say number 1 on this list, partially for basketball, partially for not basketball. Like if I'm starting a franchise. I want that guy. You know what I mean?
I know.
You said he wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for those quotes. And it's fair. I want those quotes.
No, that's why he's high on my list.
Yeah,
it is those quotes that affects it.
Yeah, especially from if I'm running a team, Mark, oh my God, are you kidding me?
I know.
All of a sudden, the Timberwolves were one of those teams for me where I'm like, why do they have a team? Relocate them. Now all of a sudden I'm like, they have a chance to be one of the biggest NBA brands because of this one dude.
Don't you think there could be a little drama that comes with it?
Well, there already is drama with that ownership thing.
I know. Just having a so outspoken
in
young
Minnesota,
young
who loves to
guard
rep
that.
Atlanta.
Yeah, well, you're in Seattle.
Now I'm in Seattle. I think he's perfect for Seattle, honestly. Little Sean.
Yeah, no, he is,
dunk
but it's
action.
I don't know, if you drafted Giannis,
right, it wouldn't be a problem.
Wouldn't be a problem, and also your job would be so easy.
Wouldn't be a problem. I will bet on the upside with Ant. The upside with Ant is I'm the best player. I'm the best American-born player. I'm the best player in the league.
No.
I have the most aura.
Tatum's the best American-born player
right now, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm betting on it. I mean,
who would be your second-round pick?
Second overall?
Yeah, no, second round. If you're doing this redraft,
okay.
And you take Anthony Edwards.
So is everyone available or no? Or is
not who would be his secondary?
Pick?
Yeah, Karl Towns.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, it's hard to say. Not.
Well, who'd you try and pair him with? Obviously them because it's working right now.
What would be fun? I don't know if he would be there, but Anthony Davis would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah.
Porzingis would be a lot of fun.
Just
At,
everyone
like,
named Anthony.
Maybe. Yeah, just everyone named Anthony. Maybe just
Tony.
load up.
Yeah.
Cole Anthony. Maybe.
Yeah.
That I love. I mean, look, he's doing it now, so it's hard to not say. But like him with bigs that can move.
Yeah.
Cat is a lot of fun, and guys like Jaden McDaniels. I mean, the team's brilliantly constructed, but.
Yeah.
That's really fun. I'm just betting on like he out of all of these guys has the chance to be like Kobe Bryant. Like a pretty solid chance. And the fact that you say like you need to see more of it, I agree in some regards. But the fact that he's 22 and already in the Western Conference Finals, I'm waiting. He's like, in my mind, he's still 2 years away. Like he's supposed to have like the Kobe 4 air balls. He's supposed to have LeBron was terrible in the finals. Like whatever.
But the thing with like the Kobe 4 air balls is like, even the Kobe career arc is like he was obviously legendary. Played with obviously great teammates. Right. And Pau Gasol. But it's like he missed the playoffs often.
Yeah. Right.
Often. Same with Michael Jordan. Missed the playoffs. True. I mean, Michael Jordan had a long career, won 6 championships, only made the playoffs. Like
not many more times.
Yeah.
Right. Like 9 maybe?
With Giannis, it seems like you could have nobody on the I'm not even saying Giannis was my number 1 pick. Like with Jokic, like even Wembanyama. I know they didn't do it this year. But if you just get a decent enough team around them, I think they're a lock for the playoffs.
A lock, because Ant is like at the end of the day, without all that, he's like what, a 6'4", 6'5" guard.
And with the way the NBA is today as well, is like you could score 40 points a game and not make the playoffs as an individual player.
For sure. Yeah. But I agree, but there's something about him.
There is. No, that's the only thing.
And that's why I take him 1.
I literally, if he didn't have that something about him, I would doubt him so much.
And the fact that he's won in Game 7, and again, like you look at the box score, and it's like he had a terrible night, but I like watched him the whole game. And he was still so effective. Like he was a great distributor. There's something about the attention that he gets. He also, and I think
he's a great on-ball defender.
He's a great defender because he just tries so hard. Yeah. There's also sometimes this is overblown by like media people, but sometimes I think it's like totally real. Is like he totally fires the fuck up out of his teammates. Like his teammates, you can tell like that energy.
Yeah,
they had him mic'd up, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
like he's just like so. That's why I'm like. Owner of a franchise, give me the most marketable guy in the league.
Marketable, yeah. If you went, I think I was going more basketball.
Yeah, totally.
But like as an owner trying to like sell the franchise, like he would be
give me
great
Anthony
for
Edwards for sure. 2, I have Jokic for the reasons you mentioned.
Yep.
Can't not take him, and he's not that old.
No.
3, I have Wemby. I love him so much.
Wemby's so good.
He's ridiculous. You were like, Ant hasn't shown me enough at 22. Wemby somehow has already shown us enough at 20, which is insane. Which is insane.
And he's 2 years from now, he could
this is the
have
worst
a championship already.
Yes, he also another thing about him is his off the court mentals. Everything you hear about him, he's like, yeah, I'm in bed by 9 reading.
Yeah,
cool.
I know.
Cool.
I know.
You're going to dominate the league.
Yeah, and then he still does kind of have that aura as well.
Oh, he does a little bit. Yeah, especially because he's an alien.
Yeah,
alien.
But even though he like kind of chirps people and he kind of
he does. He's into it. That was my one. I'm like, is he going to be more of like a Rudy Gobert? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Yeah. He's not at all.
No.
4, I have Tatum. I think you had Giannis here, and Tatum 5. I have Tatum then Giannis. I just saw Tatum beat Giannis, so I'm like, that's my
it's fair.
One edge. Yeah, and he's younger. He's 3 years younger. So
he's 3 years younger, but also Tatum. I haven't seen Tatum really do it on his own, and I feel like that Giannis year.
Where he won the title, and the year after when we beat him,
and he won the MVP.
Yeah, the year when we beat him, I was like, this is one of the most insane runs I've ever seen, and we beat him that year. Yeah. But he's the argument can be made either way there. That top 5, I feel pretty solid about. 6, I have Luka.
Ant wasn't in my top 5.
I know.
Ant was like 7th.
So who was your 5 that I didn't have? Was it Luka 5?
SGA.
Okay, so I have Luka then SGA because Luka's a year younger and I think better right now than SGA.
Yeah, I just appreciate.
And I don't
SGA's defense
for sure. And I don't love Luka. Like I'm not a Luka guy at all.
Yeah,
but there are just times where I see what he does, and I'm like, no one else on the planet can do that.
He's disgusting.
You know,
he's disgusting.
That's another kind of the Ant argument where I'm like, no one else in the world is doing what you're doing.
No, you can't.
So
I just don't love the play style of having.
I wouldn't either.
Like the Mike D'Antoni basketball.
I wouldn't either. But again, they're winning now, so
they're winning. So it's tough to deny it. But.
Exactly. 7, I have SGA. He's awesome. You went into it. 8, I have Paolo, who is 21.
I know.
He seems like he's 25.
Crazy,
you know?
crazy.
He's only going to get better. I'm trying to think of who to compare him because he's so low key on a small market team that no one pays attention to.
And he's so good.
And he's
so underrated.
So good. And he plays like he's a oversized small forward. Like he's a big, he's a Tatum body wise. You know,
and he's starting to show.
Why wouldn't everybody
like
want
the
that?
playmaking is starting to come.
Yep. Again, he's 21. Yeah. Like he hasn't developed. Like he's probably gonna become a great distributor.
By the time he's like 25, dude, he'll
be a top 4 player in the league. Maybe.
Yeah. There's so many good young players.
It's awesome. So 9 and 10, I have Zion at 9. I've always been a Zion guy as well.
Yeah, you've loved Zion.
I've loved him, and people. For me, it's the same argument. What is going on in my stomach? For the same reason as kind of the Luka and Ant thing is when it's good with Zion, it's like nothing I've ever seen.
Yes, but also I would not draft. If I had a top 15 pick, I'm not drafting him because he can't stay on.
I'm betting on it. In Seattle?
Can't stay
Come up to Seattle. Come to Seattle. We'll get you right.
Good.
They'll get you right.
Sushi.
There's sea market. I don't know. Ocean food? Whatever. Ocean food. There's good ocean food. 10, I have Halliburton just because from what I've seen this year, I think he's really good. And
he's another guy that it's fun. It would be fun to build around.
He's just really good. Yeah. Also, again, he's like feels like I could put him with anybody and it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
You know, like put that guy with anybody. Why did the Kings trade him?
They were in a weird spot.
I know, because their owner was like, all I want to do is make the playoffs this year. And it's like, that's a smart idea.
Light the beam.
Yeah, that's historically not a good strat. Okay. But
whatever.
That's where I'm at with those. Good discussion, though.
It's a tough thing to do because it depends how you want to build your team. If you want to, I mean, if you could take Jokic and win a championship next year, you could take Paolo and build for the next 10 years. Or
Wemby could be the greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
We don't really know.
Like, someone will draft, like, Paul George in the first round or something. Like, KD. Like, you could...
Yeah, true. KD's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They're just so old, but I don't know. There's definitely a bunch of
interesting conversation.